This is Andy from WCZR Code Zero Radio. I'm here with two music legends, John Cowsill and Vicki Peterson. Of course, John Cowsill, member of the Cowsills, Vicki Peterson, member of the Bangles, and so many more projects than just that. We're doing this interview in the historic former Smart Studios.
Yeah, we are.
And we just had a really once-in-a-lifetime rare opportunity to walk around with the man himself, Butch Vig, and hear stories straight from the source.
That was incredible.
You guys are in town for Joey's Song, and this is, I know, your second year doing Joey's Song, and I believe you got involved with it through your sister Debbie.
My sister, yeah. Debbie knew some of the participants from another event that happens, and we got this call, and she said, we should do this. And having almost no idea what we were getting into last year, but we're completely just in love immediately. Last year was the first year they did the Know-It-All Boyfriends against the Know-It-All Girlfriends. And that was a new construct last year. And so, of course, we won. Girlfriends won. We beat their
We
odds.
let them win. Anyway, we don't need to talk about that.
They couldn't.
We have a rematch. We have a rematch this year, and it's going to be
never.
We have some surprises that
never.
Our sleeves, and they're short sleeves, but it's good surprises anyway.
Not a chance. Anyway, it was really fun, and so of course, once you're a Joey Song, always a Joey Song, you have to come back. You just, why wouldn't you? Unless something really impactful happens in your life, which has happened this year. It's been a kind of a crazy year, chaotic. A lot of people had to drop out last minute for various reasons, health, work,
fires,
personal tragedies. It's insane stuff. And the rest of the communities sort of just congregated around it and filled in spots and has made it work. And it's always very positive, And
the event, it keeps getting bigger and bigger. They went to the Freezing Man Festival this year,
Yes.
in a multi-day event.
Yes.
Did you meet a lot of people last year that you had met for the first time that you're seeing again this year? And
Yes.
having a homecoming with?
Absolutely.
Oh, it's like going back to summer camp and revisiting all your friends again. It really is like that. I mean, you're in that club too, because I'll never forget you and your brother last year. We didn't give you the interview. Actually, you didn't ask for one then.
Oh, I talked to Vicki.
Yeah,
I know, but nobody ever talks to me.
Oh,
John, well,
John. I think John needs a little attention. He
No,
comes from
I don't
a big
need
family.
any attention.
He comes from a big family. He needs a little attention.
And John, you've got such a musical pedigree, and I find this fascinating. So
That's why I found it. No, anyway.
You guys are married, and I find the story fascinating that you were a fan of the Cowsills.
Yes, I was.
When you were a child.
I was. And I was one of those crazy kids. Not so much, the 9-year-old Vicki didn't necessarily have this idea, but my 13-year-old Vicki was pretty sure she was going to marry John Cowsill. So I know it's.
Do you remember the first time you met him?
Absolutely. I can tell you it was April 28th, 1978. It was probably about, what's that sound check? So it was probably about 6 o'clock in the afternoon.
Did you sound check?
No, I didn't come. Not that time I didn't.
Oh, okay. No, you didn't.
You guys were setting up. You didn't. Yes, I did. I heard sound check.
Which is it?
We recorded the sound check because you started with Getting Ready at sound check, and you didn't start the show with Getting Ready, and I remember that.
Interesting.
So you met him there, and that was probably amazing.
It was, for me, it was. It was like, oh, okay, whatever, lady.
I was so stoned.
He was stoned.
We're potheads in my family, so we were just like, hi, girl, how are you?
And I was not at all doing that. My girlfriend's, as a matter of fact, the first time I ever saw anyone roll a joint
was shoes.
Susan Cowsill was the first person I ever saw roll a joint. Okay, it's just so true. No, weird. Anyway, so yes, we met way back then, and then he proceeded to marry 2 other women in the ensuing next 2 decades.
I was in a collecting
Collect them
mode.
all. You were like,
I was in a collection mode.
It's like collect them all.
You're practicing to get perfect for Vicki.
He was
I
actually.
went to 2 universities of relationships. Yes, 2 different
He's a graduate.
schools.
He's a graduate.
Do you remember the first time you heard of the Bangles?
The first time I heard of them was on MTV, like everybody else. But already she had a relationship with my brother Bob, not that kind,
romantic,
but and with my sister, more romantic with her than my brother
That's
Bob.
true,
but,
actually.
Yeah, but I was always busy, stoned, and I just didn't pay attention to much of anything. If I had a gig, that's all I focused on. And I think I was playing with Jan and Dean at the time that they were hitting it, because that was 81 for me. I was with Dwight Twilley and then Jan and Dean right after that. And that was a good gig.
Yeah, I stayed in touch with the Cowsills, my sister and I, Debbie and I, and we actually came to a rehearsal, a Dwight Twilley rehearsal, to visit Susan and to see John, because he's really cute. And
they were there. I ran into you outside. That's how you were there. And then
we were there for a Circle Jerks listening party.
But then didn't I say come by?
You told us where you were. You did. You probably did. Yeah, maybe.
I did.
Or we talked our way in.
I'm reinventing the story because I don't really remember.
He doesn't remember any of this.
I saw her out in the hall. I said, "Hey, little girl, come on in." No, I didn't think that way at all. Once again, I was so stoned.
He did not. And we brought him our first 45, which was Getting Out of Hand, that we had just recorded. We were very excited about it.
I wish I still had that record.
And we handed it to him and said, "We made a record." And he's like, "Oh, this is cool. You had to sign it for me." And I was like, "Oh, no, no." And he goes, "No, you have to sign it for me," which was really cute. And so I was like, I'm autographing for John Cowsill. You were very nice.
Okay, good. I'm so glad because
you were not a jerk at all.
I'm an number one asshole.
You can be a jerk. You can't say asshole.
When I'm, they'll cut that out. No, but everybody takes a turn being one, and I have turns that happen that I'm like that. Yeah. But then when somebody calls me one, I say, "Yeah, today, but you'll be one tomorrow." Everybody takes a turn. What?
So you had a band with John's sister, Susan.
Yes.
Psycho Sisters?
Psycho Sisters in the early 90s. We met at
Bangles. You used me to get to my family.
I did. I used you to get to your sister.
She used.
It's the reverse of what Susan always says that all her girlfriends do.
Susan, okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt your story. I didn't mean to interrupt your story. I didn't mean to interrupt your story. I didn't mean to interrupt your story.
I think you meant to interrupt my story.
Get your hand off me right now. You're in interview mode.
Yes, and we actually made a 45 back in 1991, but we didn't make a record until 2012. So, we like to spread our musical output, 10 years or so. But
really think about what you're going to do next.
Anyway, we had a really good time writing together, and Susan was very new at songwriting. She was, had gone through her 20s with a relationship with Dwight Twilley, had never, she kind of put her own musicality aside, except to be and sing with him. But then she just started writing songs. And so she and I started writing together, which was just so much fun. It was very, no, we're still Psycho Sisters. You can never not be a Psycho Sister. It's like you can never not be a Cowsill. But we sort of got absorbed into the Continental Drifters, which was probably your next question, because I'm a serial band member. I just am in bands. That's what I do.
I call her Cheerio.
I made a T-shirt saying "member of" because that's what I am. I'm a member of. Fill in the blank. But so the Psycho Sisters became sort of an adjunct, add-on to the Continental Drifters before we became official Continental Drifters. And then I spent 10 years with that beautiful, large musical family in New Orleans.
And recently, there's the album came out in a book.
Yes.
What was your input into that?
A wonderful young man who was a Continental Drifters fan since the age of 12 or so, said this needs to happen. I need to write a book. And
Sean
Kelly. And he did a beautiful job. He spoke with us all pretty much every week for a year and a half and compiled this gorgeous history of a very labyrinth, involved, complicated musical family, the Continental Drifters. So many great stories, so many sidewinds, and I'm really happy how it came out. It just came out this year, actually last year, 2024, and along with a greatest hits collection for the Continental Drifters and a tribute record called "We Are All Drifters." And
John's got a song on there.
I do.
Somebody has a song on the somebody recorded a song of mine on a tribute record. I was like, my mind was blown. You were the first one to turn in your homework assignment.
I was the first one to finish.
Oh, did you run it by Vicki before you submitted it?
I told her what I'm going to do. The song I picked was Watermark because it was just such a cool groove. And then we recorded it right away. Paul Allen, who's our producer, who also produced an album for Vicki and I that's coming out on April 12th, Record Store Day. And but we went in the studio and we did that. We let her put a little things in the beginning of the song, so she's actually on the record. But it was supposed to be a surprise to everybody, but everybody knew everything. It's like
it was the worst kept secret.
Well, it was worst kept secret. Yeah. Like I'm downstairs in our studio at our house recording her song. It's like you can't hide.
But I didn't get to hear it until they were finished with it. Really, they really finished it, and so it was fun for me to see.
It was fun for her because I manipulated the melody just a little bit to
and the
suit
timing,
my needs,
and the phrasing,
and the time. Well, because it's my version of your song.
Of course, it's fun.
You guys have both been involved in so much music. How is it kind of exciting to hear somebody cover one of the songs you're involved with? And we were talking about like the Tommy
Two-Tone Tubby Toto from Alabama. No, not that.
There's a locker when you walk into the Moxie that's got that song title on it, and it's like you've got a part in that. But that's a song you hear so often; it's ingrained in your head. Yeah. And you guys hear somebody else playing your songs. How does it feel?
I get paid for that thing all the time, and I get paid like for stuff I've been on because I signed up for all these entities out there that the record
pay musicians finally.
But if you don't sign up for them, no musician will ever get paid. And I'm trying to educate some of them about that who are my age because they don't know all this stuff exists now with the metadatas and all the different way of tracing your song on streaming platforms and stuff. And you say, well, they don't pay us. Yeah, man, you got to sign up for stuff and make sure they know where your address is and all that kind of stuff, or else you won't get it. Now, we learned that through our producer, who's really pushed on us to do that.
I'm going to ask you about spaces as well. As far as spaces like this, people love spaces like this, but the easiness of having a studio in your home, you said you had a studio that probably could sound just as good as something that came out of a building like this.
It depends on who's using the gear.
It does.
Who knows how to run the shit the best is how it works. Who knows like Butch is an electronical educated person with sound and stuff. So he went to school for that. So he knows mic placement, he knows all about the boards and stuff.
But it's not just the electronics. So I think that's actually your point, is that yes, you can make a great record in your bedroom with your laptop, but a space like this, it's crazy, but it does have
a vibe.
It has a spirit, and it changes how you feel about what you're doing. And Butch was even referencing that earlier. He's a great technician, but he also is a musician, and he knows what feels right as well as what sounds right.
Yeah. Because the point is, her point is, a space like this. And for instance, the first song that we recorded on the album that Vicki and I just finished was done at Sun Records. And the producer and our producer called me up because I was playing in Memphis with the Beach Boys. He says, "You want to go record at Sun Records?" And I'm cocky. I said, "Why?" And he goes,
"Idiot."
Because we can say we recorded at Sun Records and it's, kind of cool. I said, okay, so we went in there, and there's Elvis on the wall, Johnny Cash, Jerry Lee Lewis, Roy Orbison, all my heroes are on the wall. And yes, there was a vibe, and we recorded a song there that was very Roy Orbison-esque, and it's called Is Anybody Here? And that's on the album. And that was a perfect place, using all the ribbon mics and stuff, and just had the vibe.
It has magic.
And I think that's where you're talking about the space. Yeah. So moving on from that subject, do you have another question you want to ask?
So is that going to be on the upcoming album?
The tribute album.
Long After the Fire, which...
No.
Oh.
Yeah. Yes, actually.
That's going to be on Long After the Fire. Vicki Peterson and John Cowsill is the project. That's what it's called. It affectionately was called the Dead Brothers Project, but we looked up Dead Brothers and people have
There's like 4 Dead Brothers projects.
It's like so many.
Come on, guys.
Like, we thought we're being original. It's like we're so late to the table.
But because the album is a collection of songs that were all written by John's brothers, Barry and Bill, both of whom have left the planet. So, and we're
incredible songwriters.
Absolutely.
Gifted.
Just beautiful artists and songwriters. And
it's a love letter.
The song that John recorded with Paul at Sun Records is written by Bill, and it has kind of a Roy Orbison sensibility to it anyway, and what they created really honors that, I think. And it was a beautiful kickstart to the project. It kind of made, well, you did that, now we have to finish this record.
It kind of
now we have to really do this.
And we moved to New York right at the time we were going to start this record in our studios in California. Right. And we could have rented a place, but we'd already gotten underway, and it's cheaper to buy airline tickets and use our own studio than go rent a studio by the hour, because that's 2 hours, 2 tickets.
Yeah.
That's how I look at that.
Yeah, I moved to New York. John was still on the road. I moved to New York and then flew back to California twice a month. Every 12 days I was on a plane back to New York. Back to LA.
Kitty didn't like that, but she got used to it.
I got used to it.
How was the emotional process of recording your brother's songs?
Oh, yeah, there's tears when I was doing that, for sure.
We have some takes.
Even talking about them sometimes, because I get oversensitive, but yeah, there was definitely there's emotion all through the whole project.
Did you do a lot of changes to the arrangements?
Some totally left field, and some kind of traditionally stayed with what they did with, embellishments of our own, but and we sound like us, so it's just going to sound like us no matter. Yeah. But some of the arrangements are the same, and instrumentations, but I don't know, you'll hear it.
Yeah.
So the first single comes out January 24th.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. When does the full album come out?
In April.
12th.
April, Cats. Record Store Day.
Record Store Day, yeah. So there'll be 4 singles that drop. So
before that,
this one's on the 24th. Every 4 weeks there'll be a different one.
We'll have new singles every month until April, and then we'll have a single out.
Kind of rolling out slowly. See if any bites. Okay, I'm going to go work at Home Depot.
Have you been playing songs from this album out? Because I think I saw some clips of you guys playing in New York or somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, we try to play as much as possible because we're just trying to get used to working together. And that was another thing, working in the studio, coming up with a working relationship, because we didn't work together that way. Our life has been domestic in our house, and just not even singing together until somebody asks us, hey, can you do vocals for something? Then we'll go down the studio
and add vocals
on somebody's stuff, but not her and me. And we don't even talk about it, And
well, it's sort of like he was still touring with the Beach Boys, and he was really gone 80% of the year, to be honest.
An excuse is coming in. Go ahead.
A reason, not an excuse. And so when we were home, that was our life. We were home, and John was fixing things, because he's, unfortunately for him, very good at it. Fortunately for me. So it just was sort of like you don't want to mix those worlds in a funny way. But ironically, when we first got married in 2003,
not the second time
John
we got married. Go ahead.
Exactly, only the first time. John and I performed, sort of ironically now, at a benefit for Bill Cowsill to help raise some money for his health care. He really, really was having some health struggles and living in Canada and dealing with their insurance situation. He really needed some assistance, and a lot of our friends, including the Cowsills themselves, got together and put on this wonderful show in Los Angeles, and we sort of go, we should do something. And so we performed a song that is actually our first single. It's called 1,000 Times.
That's the one coming out.
That Bill wrote. We sang that together for the first time at that benefit concert, and we screwed it up, and it was really...
I don't remember that part, but she loves going... She was like, I don't know if that was very good. It's like, I'm like, it's fine, just fine. We are so different this way. You are so cute, though. I love you.
Well, anyway, it's kind of it's a beautiful through line, I think. That was our first song that we ever sang together, and then now, we're putting it out to the world, and again... I like to spread things out 10 years or so. Kind of did it again.
Well, you guys are busy too. You're also in the Action Skulls.
Oh yeah.
Which 3 albums out under the Action Skulls.
All available on streaming platforms, and only 2 of them are in physical form, but that's okay. We it's a band that came together at a Christmas party, singing around a piano. Mostly Beatles songs and Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young and things like that, with Bill Mumy, who we had met, we sort of knew and had met a few times, but didn't really know him that well. And we sort of followed him to this Christmas party, which was hosted by Angela Cartwright.
For anybody who knows who she is.
Yes, who John had a huge crush on, which is adorable. And we just weirdly, I'm sitting between these two guys and we're singing together. I'm like, this is a very interesting blend because he has a completely different voice than either of us. Yeah, he sounds like an old blues guy, you know.
All bluesed out.
Oh my gosh. And it just sounded so good. And then it's like, this should be a band, literally. You say that all the time.
Bill
This could
and
be
I
a band.
said, hey, well, this could be a band. And Vicky's sitting there with us for sure. And I said, yeah, we'll call it Action Figures because that's the name in my head. That and Hula Boys have been two band names I always wanted to use. And Bill's got a skull ring on, and he goes, no, we'll call it Action Skulls.
I'm like,
he goes like that. And
Cue eye roll from me.
okay, yeah, that sounds good. And she's like, oh God, no. 2 12-year-old boys have just decided
Really?
the fate of the... And then we had to literally... Not too hard, but we had to coax her into being in this band with us.
That's true.
It's like,
I wasn't sure I was ready for this.
Drag her to the truck. Oh, you're singing with us. We need you.
Yeah. And I realized like every time we recorded in Bill's studio, his home studio, and every time we walked up those stairs and got into his studio, I was like, we have so much fun. I was like, okay, I have to admit this is really fun. And again, we sound good together.
Yeah.
And
it was fun.
Member
of.
A fun it was another band to join. And it's still, again, we just saw him recently just around Christmas time. And of course he pulls out the guitar and is like, okay, what are we singing?
Yeah, we sang Wish You Merry Christmas. We put an Action Skulls thing out and posted that.
Yeah.
But he likes to stay home. He writes, Bill writes a zillion songs, prolific, one of the best writers, and just he has the fire on his butt permanently.
Yeah.
It's just always writing. He can do an album a week if he wanted to, and they're all great.
I admire people like that can do that.
I know.
I hate them.
He calls it
Bill? No.
He calls it creative pep, which I think is
He's just awesome.
So you have a lot of stuff going on. That show last night was amazing. The Bangles set, that was phenomenal. That gave me an electric feeling that I haven't felt watching a show in a long time.
They sounded great.
Thank you. Really?
You did.
Would love it if you took that on the road. Is there any talk of that yet?
I do too.
There is as of last night.
I use the restroom. You can talk to her. I'll be right back. Not kidding.
Well, actually, there was talk of it last night. We started it because I looked to my left and you have Tanya Donnelly, Kay Hanley, and Kelly Deal. I'm looking at this is like the next generation of superstars after post Bangles, kind of, in a way, and iconic, all of them. I was so honored that they all agreed to do this. And, Kelly kind of got pulled in at the last minute and she was like, okay, I'm game. And they worked and they learned the harmonies and they're going, you guys, Bangles had some pretty wild harmonies, and I was like, you guys, well, we keep it simple. Don't worry about it. But they really did homework. I just adore them. They were so professional and such fun, lovely, lovely humans. So we're thinking, if we could figure it out, the logistics of it. I said backstage, I was like, okay, I need everyone's Google calendars. I need to know what your schedules are because we're doing this tour. It's not impossible. Not impossible.
The harmonies that you and Debbie have, like it's great hearing the Bangles live because you notice things that you don't hear on the albums when you're actually seeing people sing them, and you realize the intricate like work that goes into creating some of those harmonies.
Yeah, funny for Debbie and me, it's kind of second nature in a way. We can fall into that pretty easily. And people, including the Goddess Chorale, which I dubbed them last night, they were like, what is going on there? I don't even know what is that note? That's so weird. And I was like, I know it's strange, but we'll make it simple, but they were so good. And Debbie and I just, we grew up listening to the Beatles and the Beach Boys and the Cowsills, and we learned a lot about harmony singing. And we also have, luckily, that sibling blend. Why, hello there. Come, please join us. We have that sibling sort of harmonic blend that happens, which is really one of my... Are you all right, honey? Do you want to get your jacket?
No.
You want to
continue.
He's going to just change his wardrobe.
So the Bangles are not in the Hall of Fame yet. The Cowsills are not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame yet. What's your opinion on what's taken so long? Because
we have a lot of company not being in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
There's a lot of us.
I don't care about.
We could have our own club.
Hall of Fames. I don't. And it's is it the Country Hall of Fame or is it the rock hall of fame. It doesn't matter. It's a handful of people out there. I'm not big on awards. And if we're in it, yeah, that's cool. But if we're not, I could care less. It's not a goal.
I mean, it's an honorific. I mean, it's an honoring of what you've done. But, you know, I don't know. We'll see. Why is it taking so long? Who knows? There's a board, they vote.
Yeah, I'd rather win the
it's okay.
the best unsigned band in
which
LA,
you did.
Which we won the best, and I couldn't wait to get up there for the acceptance speech. I said, I just want to thank all the record companies that would not sign us so that we could get this award of being the best unsigned band.
Yeah.
And I it was the best. It was so funny. People were cracking up. It's like, thank you for not signing us, because we wouldn't have gotten this award without you.
Then last question, I'll ask you guys. Biopics are big. Music, movies.
Yeah.
You kind of had the Partridge Family, I guess, but
that didn't count.
Here we go again.
That was not a biopic.
What you wish for.
Yeah,
no,
it was not a biopic.
That was a funny show.
It was.
But the Bangles seemed ripe for something to be made. Who would you have play you if you could pick who played
like
part of Vicki
biopic?
Peterson?
The biopic I kind of put aside, and we have been getting more and more offers about that specifically recently. But we do have an official Bangles documentary in the works right now. We have a production team. We have a director. It's going to happen. It will take a little while. We're still kind of finding a production partner. But Debbie, Susanna, and I are all very involved. And it will happen.
Would this be?
This is something this and the official Bangles biography, which is also coming out in February, written by Dr. Jennifer Otter Bickerdijk, and it's, you know, and she's a wonderful author, and she's a deep thinker, and she does her research. She talked to 1 million people, and so I'm excited about that. So that's coming out in February.
That's exciting. And as far as the style of how it's written, is it paragraphs of things that you guys said, and then did she add some color to it, or is it?
No, she constructed a biography. It's very very inclusive and very comprehensive. She did get a lot of live quotes from us in recent days. She took a lot from archival footage, interviews. She did a lot of research. So some of it's archival, a lot of it's brand new comments and interpretations,
and some made up stuff.
And of course, some made up stuff. Absolutely.
Well,
like all good autobiographies.
I want to thank you guys for doing this and for doing Joey's song every year. It's phenomenal that, again, people have to know the artists are donating their time, and it's going towards a good cause.
Absolutely.
Epilepsy research, which so many people are affected by, and it's so underfunded. And
and actually, things like this, just raising them, people go, oh, it's just a fundraiser. But you have to understand that research costs money, and unless you have the funding, you can't take chances and think outside the box and try new protocols and look for new treatments, because it just takes money. It's just how it is.
Yeah, it's all about research.
And so it's really important. And no one's getting rich off this. It's you know, and for me, I mean, I knew John had epilepsy as a child. I'm sure you've talked about that before. But it's shocking how many people you find out who have had that touch their lives in one way or another, and people don't know about it. People think it's super rare. Oh yeah, he's epileptic. What? You know,
I had so many epileptic friends because I had grand mal seizures growing up. I had an accident, and probably into my mid to 20s, you know, that's when I really stopped taking everything, all the medications.
You kind of outgrew it, which I think is
I outgrew it.
Unusual.
Yeah, I mean, I attained it too. I got it from a head injury, which can be common. But it was a weird thing to have. My poor parents. And, but and there was a thing back then. It's like I wasn't allowed to tell anybody I was epileptic. And
kind of like
interesting.
It was a dirty
stigma.
Kind of
Stigma.
Yeah, and we didn't know all the epilepsies they had. They've got narcolepsy and so many different kinds now that because research has revealed them. Now we know what it is, and
So it is really important. And Michael Gamal is
he's lovely.
A force of nature and what he does and how he puts this together. And he does it with so much love and energy that we can't help but want to be around him.
Yeah,
you know?
it's infectious.
Yeah.
It's like
everyone feels it.
everybody, it's just the nicest group of people for the right reasons, and it's just lovely.
So it's an honor to be here.
Yeah.
So we can hopefully plan on seeing you guys next year. Then
Oh yeah. I've already,
Keep us away.
I already volunteered to help with backline next year because I found out it was all falling on Alex. So I told him last night. I said,
right.
you defer me, dude. I do all sorts of fun hat wearages.
Hat wearages.
What's your opinion on it? I called on the Appleton Wrecking Crew. Alex Drossard, Sam Farrell. Yesterday we had Maddie Day, and then Frank Anderson. 4 guys from up in Appleton.
That's my band.
Oh, okay.
That's my band.
That
was my band yesterday. Those guys and me.
Yeah.
We are a unit now.
Oh, that's so
we
cool.
had the best
So
time yesterday.
another new band was created.
Oh my God.
Last
It
night
just sounded
at the
so
Saloon,
good.
right?
And Freedy came and
Johnson.
sang with us too. So that was a hoot. But yeah, those guys are great. They're good players and happy to be in the room, which goes a long way.
John and Vicki, thank you so much.
Thank you, Andy.
Thanks for having us.
Appreciate it, man.